I'm the Hooded Mask, and welcome to my house. Last episode of Dasulcregu, we worked on the natural section of the tower. And we worked on some plateaus, adding some greenery, some coarse dirt, and some flowers. And we also added this nice waterfall. You may be able to notice a slight difference. Well, a rather big difference. It's this tree here. I was thinking to myself, when I was building it, it kind of looks like a tree. And after the recording of the last episode, I realized, well, we don't actually have any trees yet, and it is the natural section after all. So I decided to properly turn it into a tree. Now it does not yet have leaves, but I think it will be easier to add them after we've done the rest of it, because the leaves will sort of interfere with the rest of the wall. So, today we're going to be working on some slabs and stairs for height differences and some stone variations. I think I'll go over the half slabs and stairs first. So if we get it it's the first time I've used the new half slabs and stairs for this particular thing that I love doing. Right. So, we can add some points on top. Add one there. Now, in sections like this, it doesn't really matter too much, apart from maybe getting a small gap in between the diorite and the background. But with these new slabs and stairs, you can't really tell unless you see a shadow that there's something there. Whereas the cobblestone slabs and stairs before, as I was explaining, I think it was in the second episode, that you could see the variation better. But we'll work with it, and we'll see what happens. Also down here, if we get a bucket, we can be waterlogging some of these slabs and stairs to help the flow of this little stream fit in better. And also throughout we can add just little bits with the stairs that indent in the way. There's so much you can do with the stairs alone, because with the slab you add a whole bit behind, but with the stair you add a small layer behind. And if it's directly in way of the wall that's back there, like if I did it here, you'd have to add a whole another stone section back there. But with the stair, you can just indent it in nicely. Sometimes you can easily go to the trouble to put those extra bits in. And where the wall gets a little bit flat, you can also remember your corner stairs. They can be most useful for adding even smaller indents. So I'm going to be going through here, adding a couple of stairs, a couple of slabs, indenting, outdenting, supporting. So much these things do. I would recommend taking the time, if you're doing a build like this, to add these slabs and stairs, because they add so much. Even just a few, you can start seeing the way that they work into the terrain. So, that will take me a while, and I'll be back with you, I think, when I've got all I want to do done. Well, I've slabbed and stirred it up. I can constantly be going back and tweaking, as always, adding a bit more here, a bit more there. But I want to get on to a couple other small, not just half slabs and stairs, but also some extra things. Now, if we get some granite here. You see this waterfall here? Well, whenever I have water next to stone, I feel it polishes it off, or smooths it out, rather. And polished blocks almost the perfect way to represent that. And polished andesite is so close to the stone texture that I kind of feel like it's almost its purpose in a way. So we could be going in here, adding some polished diorite and polished andesite. Not every single block, but just a few key ones here and there to show that it's been being smoothed out. Especially on these bits where the water is thrown onto. Maybe we can raise this one up here. There we are. Just adds that little bit something else. I suppose everything adds that little bit something else, and all together it adds a huge something. But more slabs and stairs. We also have diorite slabs and stairs now, and since we're using diorite for the strips representing, I found out what it was. It's usually quartz veins that run through stone like this. Like if you pick up a pebble on the shore of a stony beach, you might find it. And some of these sections, like here, you can easily add some slabs and stairs. Yeah, first time I've gone through using these, and it's working out really nicely. It just looks the same as the the stone slabs and stairs do. Just every layer of depth makes it come closer to feeling real. Slab there, just because there's a stair up here. Yeah. So I suppose I'll do a bit with you on camera. It's mostly in the places where the stone meets the diorite but on a different layer. Like here. Another layer, add some slabs and stairs. And you add one there. Definitely some down here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like that, that's better. One in there. Maybe a couple here. Yeah, that's looking good. We also indent some. have to go behind now. I'm thinking now we should move on to some texture variation, because it is the one last thing we have to do, and we've got plenty of time to do it. Ores. I hadn't thought about ores. Definitely add some in. We'll do that after though. We need some gravel. Some andesite. And cobblestone, that's the other thing. Oh, and mossy cobblestone, definitely. That's its own section. But what I like to do with these is I like to place them in veins, like this. I haven't tried this out yet, but going through the diorite strips instead of being attached to them. Intriguing. I like it. Maybe we can even add some andesite stairs and things. Now, do take into consideration every layer of depth you make is more time you're spending. So, if you want to spend lots and lots of time, you will get out something that has great amounts of depth. But if you're going for a more simplistic look, a different style almost, then you can easily get away with not doing as much, just keeping it nice and blocky. Some there, some there. Unfortunately, I do not yet possess the ability to make time lapses. If I did, I'd be showing you almost all of this work here, but I cannot. So, once again, how about I spin this time? I'll try and cut it just at the right place. Hello, as you can see, I've done quite a bit of texture variation with the veins. Sometimes I use 2 blocks with gravel. If it's because it's a block with gravity, I have to put string beneath it, unless it just does that. And we don't really want it doing that. I'm going to not this again. I'm just going to block this off. But yes, as you can see in my hand, I've got lots of different kinds of ore. And I don't know about you, but I rarely get to use Minecraft ore when building. Because when using it you can't really use it in buildings. And it's just not, doesn't go with much. Unless you've got some sort of loot pile. I rarely see the ores used. So, we're going to sprinkle in some ores. And I've also got some mossy cobble here. Because mossy cobble, I feel, is best used in damp places. Because that's what moss is. Moss is a plant that needs moisture. And this almost just touching the waterfall, I feel, is the best place for it. spread it around here, replace some stairs and slabs with it. Definitely replace cobblestone with it. Do it. I usually like to do it in big clumps, because that's where the one bit of moss is spread to the rest of the blocks surrounding it. Maybe that doesn't quite fit in there. Even hanging down would work. Spreading from the top downwards. Now, in terms of how they built this tower, I'm not actually too sure at the moment. They would have had to have put this all here. And I suppose we do just do it with our imaginations, because that's what this is. This is inside all of the mid-humans' imaginations. I've also put the spruce wood here, because it's kind of a saturated wood, and this waterfall has kind of dampened the wood around it. I was considering even maybe it had rotted this way, but I think we'll just leave it at dampened. So, time to sprinkle in some ores. Diamond will be the least, so we can definitely do those together. Diamond and emerald, I think. Could even do patch it together, like group them together. Diamond and emerald can go together. And you know what, I think just diamond and emerald, because they're the rarest. So we can put a little up here. Ooh. Yeah. Definitely screams out, because we're all Minecrafters looking at, well, if you're a Minecrafter looking at this, you instantly notice it saying, I think I need to mine that. Of course it's uncreative and we can place how many we want. Hiding some behind some slabs. Gold, I think I'm going to be quite generous with the gold. Putting large clumps of it everywhere. Already you can start to see the colors popping out. I do go behind the figures. As you can see, I've done some texture variation work in these places, even though you can't see them properly. And it's just because when you are doing a build, and you're proud of it, you want to make it all look good, even the places that you think people won't go if someone else finds it. You want to make sure it's all done to the best of your ability, in my opinion. You want to be able to show this to someone and say, I made this thing, and I'm proud of it. So, I think for the rest of the time we have here, I'll just be doing this, adding a little bit here and there. Got two of those across the top actually. I think I'll make this one lapis. The redstone doesn't stand out as much as I liked. Maybe I'll just do single ones. I think that'll be good. Compared to the gold, which instantly pops out above everything else. I don't think I'll break the strips with these either. I'll break the cracks, the texture variation, but I won't break the diorite strips. And there. Yeah, that's looking good. Don't want to put them too close together either. And 2 things of gold is good. Maybe I'll put a sneaky other diamonds up to this next to this waterfall, I think. Emerald there. Diamond down there. Another emerald next to it. Don't keep them all to one side either. I think these ores will be helping in some way with the magic. More specifically, to do with how things should be precious to us. As you can tell, I'm just making this up as I go along. When I have a good idea, I like to take it and tweak it, much like the landscape. And that is it, almost finished. In the next episode, I think we'll finish off the tree and maybe add some bushes to different places. And then I think that will be everything that's going to be in the nature section. So, until then, I am one of the Hoods and have but one thing to ask. Don't judge a book by its cover, for like me, it may just be wearing a mask.